What is up, guys? Welcome to Abundant Revelations, episode number 5. Who would have thought that we made it this far? Alright, we're going to kick this podcast off with a quick Would You Rather segment with Nathan. I'm going to fire one at him, then Josh is going to fire one at him, and I'm going to fire one at him, and so on and so forth until we're kaput. Alright?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
I've not got any yet.
You better start thinking. Right, the first one we
Starting off
start.
tame, yeah?
Would you rather ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Would you rather dark chocolate or white chocolate?
White chocolate.
Okay.
Good man. Good man.
Would you rather burger or pizza?
Burger.
Would you rather American rugby or rugby?
Rugby.
Would you rather apple banana?
Apple.
Would you rather apple banana?
Come on, it's meant to be quick fire.
Too sugar
So he's got
Would you
no time
rather?
to think.
Would you rather the English coffee or the Turkish coffee?
Turkish coffee.
Would you rather cactus or rose?
Rose.
I think we've run out. You're just picking things that you can see in the distance. Would you rather chair or table?
Chair.
I think we've run out.
Would you rather FaceTime or phone call?
Phone call.
Would you rather Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Would you rather Spider-Man or Iron Man?
Spider-Man.
All black outfit or all white outfit?
Black.
Would you...
I reckon we move on from this.
no, this is a good
I reckon
segment.
we talk
We
about
can cut
the.
this together.
I reckon we start off with a bit of a mukbang because we bought some Turkish stuff. I mean, these aren't, but fraudulent lays right here. Nathan's already started, as you can see, by that.
Well, you ate as many as I
Nah, I didn't eat any. But we're gonna start with some of these, and we'll do some food tasting.
Sure.
Does that sound like a plan? Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Get on with that. So we'll start with these first, since we've already opened them.
Yeah, I've already had one. So
Milo
let's
hasn't
try
actually tried them, so I'll let Milo try first because his reaction will actually be genuine. But
What are they meant to be?
well, they're called dragé.
Do
Dragé.
you know what they
I
look
think
like?
that's
They look like those magnets that you used to have. Do
you wanna show it to the camera? I was taking out quite a few.
2?
Quite a few.
Wow. There's probably only 3 in the bag.
Zoom, zoom.
It looks like
magnet.
one of those magnets, as you say. Go for it. Cheeky little taster.
Try it.
Should I all in one
So-
or should I just bite it?
All in one.
All in one. It's meant to be basically like dark chocolate covered, like orange. So yeah, it was quite nice. I thought. I quite liked it. He didn't like it.
Yummy.
Do you give it a score out of 10?
We'll give it,
Gotta let the flavours sink in.
give it 8 out of 13.
8 out of 13. Is that okay? The scoring system's out of 13 today then.
Okay.
Yeah.
8 out of 13. What would you give it when you tried it yesterday, or do you want to try another
try
one just
that.
to make sure you?
It's been a long time since I had one. It's been about an hour and a half.
Actually. I'll remind myself of the taste as well.
I'd give it a solid 9.3 out of 13.
It's quite good actually.
Got to cleanse the palate.
I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 13.
It's pretty high.
It is. I just think it's quite solid. So if you wanna try them for yourself, this is what they're called.
Right, let's learn more a little bit about our guest. So Nathan,
Hello.
let's start at the beginning. Your upbringing.
Yep.
What kind of household would you say you grew up in? Would you say it was a religious or a non-religious background?
I would say we were a non-religious. Like my mum always went. The only services I ever know she went to were like the Christmas Eve services in the mornings, not the midnight mass ones. That's the only other one that I can remember us going to as a family.
But would you say you've ever been what's the word, like kind of intrigued about religion, or is it just something you've never known or wanted to know?
I don't think it's ever been something I've ever thought about. I mean, more recently, watching you guys become deeper and more interested in everything in your beliefs is kind of opened my eyes a little bit. Like when we went to your baptism the other month,
Yes.
that
yes.
was, I had these preconceived ideas of what church and religion was, and then when we went to your baptism, it just kind of blew everything out of the water. Like it was just complete
Quite
polar
literally.
opposites.
I like that.
But it was polar opposites to what I was expecting, and that certainly opened my eyes and been like, I'd be interested to go a bit more and see where this goes, kind of thing.
Was that like your first ever church service yourself? You've never been to like any other churches before or anything, or like even like other belief places like synagogues or anything?
Like I say, we only ever went to the Christmas Eve
Okay.
ones, and obviously I've been to christenings and baptisms and stuff for first, like before, but that was for distant family kind of thing. I've never been to one where like someone close to me has been baptized almost.
Like that.
You get comfy.
Yeah.
just finding out.
So as it stands at the moment, what would you class yourself, agnostic or atheist?
I always used to say I was atheist, but then, like I say, since I've got closer to you guys and the last couple of months have kind of shifted me more towards agnostic almost.
Okay.
Like there's certain questions that I've had answers to which I wouldn't be able to get answers to any other way, and it's kind of opened my eyes a little bit more to be like, oh, there is something there, I just don't know what it is.
I think quite a lot of people in England are agnostic rather than like atheist. To
Yeah.
be fair. At least from what I noticed from people I know.
Yeah, I would say I'm still relatively new to, obviously, because I came back in August and then obviously went away for 3 months and then come back again, and I've had my highs and lows with it, but I feel like it is something that just it is worth 100% looking into as well. Our friend's back.
Is he?
Okay, we were hoping this would happen for the podcast. So we've been here 3 days so far, and we have attracted a cat, and we called him Jeffrey, and
I will record him on my phone so that he gets in the podcast.
I don't think he
Where
realizes
is
we're
he?
out here.
Hello?
Jeffrey, we're over here.
We're over here, mate.
Hello.
He's a stray cat. So a little backstory about Turkey is there are stray animals everywhere: dogs, cats, you name it, goats, chickens, and this one humans, and this one has broken into our villa quite a few times. Look, he's coming over.
He is actually weirdly polite though. He always he doesn't come in. We've had one cat this morning attempt to get in our house. Actually walked in slightly, but Jeffrey here, he never walks in. He is coming in. I don't think he's gonna make it into shop. But hello, mate. How you doing?
There you go.
There you go. Good
That's
old
what he
Jeffrey.
normally does.
Hello, Jeffrey.
He has got a slight cut on his back, where we think he might have been attacked like the day before we got here, which is quite sad. But he does seem like quite an old cat.
But we look after him.
We treat him with the utmost respect.
On the topic of stray animals, since we were struggling to find things to talk about, does anyone want to run down the situation that happened on day one as we got here?
That wasn't fun.
It was not fun. Well, I can tell you, yeah, it wasn't a fun situation, to be fair. But we stayed calm, and we got it sorted.
Spoke to El Policio.
We did. I've spoken to more police in this country than I have in my own country. That's kind of a crazy fact.
Have you never spoken to a policeman in England?
Nope.
Not even
Never
to say
needed
like,
to.
not even to be like nice and just like hello.
Maybe like hello on the way back. But like I mean like actually needing to properly like be like there's an issue here. You know what I mean? Never had to do that.
Yeah, fair enough. She did the final.
We got 2 left.
Pretty decent.
Yo, do you remember the bears back in the day? Like I forgot what they're called. Like the little bears. Did you ever have the little bears?
They had like the chocolate feet, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
They're so good.
It tastes exactly like that. They were top.
Yeah, these are nice.
Bro, this is like some childhood nostalgia. Bring back the bears.
Really
Bring back
good.
the bears. Josh, put a picture of the screen of the bears.
True,
I don't
true.
understand Turkish.
It was really good though. Really good. I can't lie.
Oh, we've learned a bit of Turkish. Thank you. Is
Tea, sugar, a dream.
a t-shirt or a dream.
And,
Hello is Vakova.
we learnt that off
Mehada.
our
Mahada.
amazing tour guide yesterday.
Yeah, he was the one that.
Balil.
He was the one that took us.
Shout out below.
I bought a carpet. Can I talk about that?
Yeah, and then we'll go on to the
Yeah,
last one.
he took us to a little carpet shop, and I had the opportunity to like sew a row, and yeah, it was a good enjoy. And then we went in, had some like Turkish like kind of homemade food kind of thing because it was a farmer's school kind of thing, and yeah, at the end they were like, "Does anyone like any of the carpets?" And I was like, "I can't like that one over there," and I would get it out, but it's all wrapped up. But so yeah, and then I walked out with a $160 carpet.
That's crazy. That is.
It's
Did you
not
ever
too
think you would come home with a carpet?
No, I literally even said to Josh because like when we pulled up, he was like, "Oh, like during our lunch, like he'll show you some carpets," and I was like, "Josh, don't buy a carpet," and he's like, "No." And then at the end, I was like, "I kind of want a carpet."
It is quite a nice carpet though.
It's not crazy big. I think it's like 6x3.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah,
But it's the quality.
it's the
that
quality.
matters, like,
He
they're made
guaranteed
of-
me that it would last for over like 400 years.
They're made
so-
kind of like this. I don't know if this is in shot.
No,
No, it's not. Is
double
it?
knotted.
It's not in shot.
Double knotted.
Rather than single knotted.
Double knotted,
If
yeah.
you know about that. If you know about the knots.
I got a video of him buying it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll put that up here.
You'll see Milo buying a
You
carpet.
video it?
Yeah.
To be fair though, we had like a whole tour. We got shown how to make carpets and everything. It was cool. It's been good fun.
I might have bought one.
This came out of nowhere. Like this was our lunch break, and somehow we just got shown how to make carpets.
You just bought something. How you feeling?
Feeling good actually. I actually feel happy. Oh yeah, alright.
It seemed like he was doing
Any final words?
Right.
That was awful.
Let's get the last one.
Let's get the last one
Let's get
running
on to
up.
the last one.
Do you
So,
want
do you
to have
want-
a guess what these are?
Yeah, go on, go for it.
Lay's Firidin potato snack with 7 spices.
I believe,
Spices.
yeah, when I translated the Turkish, it was like literally translated to like
Oh wait, yeah.
Potato
1, 2,
chip
3, 4,
with
5,
spice or
6,
something.
7. Oh yeah,
So
that
it
is a 7.
It looks like it's paprika.
What's that white stuff?
I don't know. Cumin, coriander. It looks like some curry powder over the back.
Oh yeah. To give some backstory, Nathan
Do you
did
want to show it to the screen?
A level cooking. This guy knows his stuff around the kitchen, so
We chef.
He did our barbecue last night. Quite
he
tasty,
did,
to be fair.
and he did a banging job of it.
And Jeffrey got a little slice of sausage as well. Before it was cooked.
Yeah, I was
of
gonna
course,
say
but,
pre-cooked.
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 It was raw.
Because we know, cats are
Gosh.
not.
I don't know if
allowed
they're
to say-
going to be any good, you know.
I'm not gonna lie.
wait,
these
did
are-
we
Did we
didn't
rate
rate the
we didn't,
cakes?
we didn't rate the cakes. Hold on.
I gave it a 10.
You gave it 10.
So it's level with. You
No.
don't take us as a 10.
No, you gave the other thing
No,
a
I
9.
gave those 9.
I gave these a 10. I'm gonna give this. It's gonna be a 0.5, either 9 or 10, because you know what? I'm gonna give it an 11 for the nostalgia factor.
I'm gonna go
Nostalgia.
9.5.
Nice.
I think they're pretty good.
Nice.
That was such
They
a.
smell so strong.
Yeah,
I'm not
gonna have
looking
the one.
forward to this, to be honest. It's just the one.
I'm gonna take a meaty one, but I'm just gonna take the one.
I don't. They definitely don't do flavours like this in English.
Oh.
It's like
Yeah, they-
every spice.
Yeah, they've got like paprika ones.
Yeah, but this is
but like
every
this is
spice.
every
Oh,
spice.
he's gone for like a handful. This guy knows his way around the kitchen, doesn't he?
They don't taste anything.
Hmm.
Boring, man.
I quite like the taste, to be fair. I was
It's
just
just,
expecting there to be more of a kick.
it's just 90% smell.
Hmm.
They're such a letdown.
The spice on the it
Oh.
doesn't feel very much at the end either.
Speak for yourself, mate. Ah.
Is yours hot?
Yeah.
Actual. It must just be certain ones have got like more on it or something. Because the one I had was just like there was a little tingle at the end, and that was about it. And I feel good. What would you give them though? If we're rating them a 4. Okay, Nathan.
Yeah, I'm going
It's low.
5.5 out of 13.
I quite like the taste, but you know it's not really what it is made out to be. I'll give it a 6.5, but I'm not going no higher.
They just tasted really bad.
Josh, you got any questions for the boy over here? What whilst we have him on the pod? Because
well,
we
okay.
did drag him kicking and
Okay.
screaming. He
Yeah, we did.
I was in bed 30
Milo
minutes
got
ago.
his carpet
Yeah.
out, wrapped him in it, pulled him out here. No, carpet's
No.
back in the bag now.
Jeffrey's back.
He's coming back.
He's coming
Hello.
back.
Jeffrey's here for the good question. Hello, mate. He just doesn't want to be on camera. He's a bit camera shy, I reckon. He's just like
Well,
avoiding
just
where
leave
the
over.
screen will be
Aw,
every time.
no.
Oh, he's gone.
I
He's
was
gone.
going to see if I could
At
try and
least he's being
squeeze him up.
respectful and not knocking over all the cables.
Honestly, he's stepping over it like a champ,
Little
like a trooper.
elegant little man. Into a bit more of a deeper one.
Let's run it up.
Okay.
So,
I'm tucking
obviously
his
you're
ways while you do
agnostic,
it.
so you believe that there is some form of God anyway.
Yeah.
But like, what would make you believe that like it's the Christian one or any other belief? Like, what sort of things would make you believe it? Does it have to be like specific evidences or?
That's a really weird way. I'm trying to get an answer.
It's all right. Take your time.
You really stumped me there. That's really stumped me.
That's it.
Yeah.
So okay, right. So
Dumb it down for me. I'm not very
if
smart.
I don't know, if I was to be able to give you like evidence of things in the Bible that have actually been confirmed to have happened, like would that help you start to think,
Yeah.
you know, maybe this is real?
I mean, even yesterday,
Yeah,
we saw Mary's house.
yeah, we saw.
Like,
yeah.
that's evidence. Like, without being here to see it, there would have been a part of me that would not never believed it, but would have found it harder to be true almost.
Yeah.
So,
So
even
like,
seeing things firsthand like we did yesterday.
is it like, do you find it hard to believe like certain people in the Bible actually existed? Then? Is
Beforehand,
that what you're
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even
So it's not just Jesus, it's like even just some of the people around it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you want to explain what it felt like to be in Mary's house? Because it would probably been different to you. Because obviously for us, it was like we walked in and they're like, you got to be quiet when you're in there. And then they're like, you can pray if you want. I don't know if you did, but I did a little one. Just to thank God for Mary. And that was about it. But yeah.
but
But for you, is that different?
it was really eye-opening for me in terms of, like I say, you grow up. Obviously, we went to a religious school almost, didn't we? We went to a Church of England Academy, and religion and religious education and Christianity was such a big thing.
Yeah.
Throughout the school, like prayers all the time, and it kind of, there was a point where certain prayers were happening so much that they kind of lost its value and its meaning.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
And it kind of just not becomes a story, but you kind of get numb to the idea of it because of you're hearing it so much and you're praying about it so much. And but then, like I say, seeing it firsthand yesterday and actually going into the house was kind of like a, oh my days, this is real kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like my brain kind of overloaded with all these different questions and stuff, and be like, oh, how has this house been kept? How could she live in such a small house? How
Yeah,
it's like
I
silly
get it.
questions that don't necessarily relate, but you'd never have those questions until you
You've seen
go
it,
inside
yeah.
and you see and see how it was.
Yeah.
But even it's just like it was almost like an overload of information because, like I say, you get numb to it, and then you think that everything you've learned and everything you know isn't true almost.
Yeah.
Especially from the school point of view.
Yeah, and also to add to the school point of view kind of thing is obviously I don't know how it is for you two, but for me, when someone tells me to do something, my instant reaction is like no.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna go say like clean up the dishes or like wash up or something, and someone goes, oh, Milo, can you do this? And I'm just like, I don't want to do it now because you've asked me.
Yeah.
Like I want to do it because it's my choice. So when I was in that school background, and it was like, right, this is what you have to believe, like you have to believe. And then at that point, then it's just gonna be like no, which is then why I think it was such a big difference when you kind of messaged me, and it was like you kind of put the ball in my court and kind of made it my choice to be like, yeah, that's something I want. Like instead of being like, Milo, this is what you have to believe. It's like, Milo, what do you want to believe? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm more. So I do get that from where you're coming from, where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, because the daily prayer, we said it 2-3 times a day, and
Yeah.
to me now, and I know to some Christians it's like the most important thing in the world, but like our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. It's kind of like it means nothing to me now because I've heard it 3 times every day for like the past 10 years, and it's like
the thing is with that prayer though, what I learned from it is that it's more like Jesus was teaching people how to pray with it. So it's not actually you have to say that prayer every day, which I think is how a lot of Europe especially takes it. But like it's the form of it, because everything he's doing is something different. So there's like a part where it's like gratitude and he's thanking for things like food, and then it's like the next part's him being like, take me away from, you know, temptation, doing the bad things, but also help me to forgive other people. And it's like got layers to it. So it's just like, I think almost like an instruction of what you should pray for when you do pray, but it's like you pray differently depending on what it is.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, that's what I mean. Kind of like I obviously don't mean like I don't pray. Like that's that's not what I mean. It's just I don't say that prayer because for me it's just like
you become numb to it.
Yeah, it means not nothing to me because that's a bit harsh, but it just it doesn't have the same effect as other things because like you said, it's now just
burned in the back of your memory.
Exactly that, and it's probably also like because I didn't have the greatest time at school, and it's probably now also like tied to a load of bad like memories, if you know what I mean. So it's like now I've got to put that in a box over there and kind of give that to God in a way, and then just crack on doing what I'm doing.
Allow him to make it easier for you to do it again, maybe, or something, or like not see that prayer in that way, I guess, because it's actually like in the Bible. So when you read it, it might even make you have those connections, you know. So yeah. I wanted to add on the like Mary's house bit. I thought this was really cool. At the end, there was like her face like on the wall, and it was like the way it was like imprinted into the brick, almost as if she'd been like slept there or something against the wall. I don't know. It just seemed like it was like maybe more of like an actual imprint rather than like an image that had been drawn on. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. But
and yeah, also on the sides of the house. Because when you think of like Mary, you're like, oh yeah, she's like the mother of pretty much like God, right? Like she's like the mother of Jesus Christ himself. So you think, oh yeah, she must have been well off. But I think like that really couldn't have been farther from the truth. Like when you get in there, it's like a little bit of a corridor, a little bit of a turn.
It's like a 2-room house pretty much. She's got that little bedroom on the side, and then you've got this bit. And it's like
that's all it is. That's all it was.
Probably where she ate dinner, and then that's where she slept. That sort of thing.
So it's like not yeah, it's not this like grand palace where like, oh, like she's been hailed for being like, you know, the savior's mother. It's kind of just like, no, she was a normal human being that was given a task, and she carried it out to,
Yeah.
to the best of her ability. So it's kind of, they're snacking off.
I guess that's like the whole point behind the whole gospel. Though, is that like God like lowered himself down to be like, on this level of like poverty almost, and then rise himself back up. On Mary's house as well, some more context, because I don't know if you know this, but obviously at the time that it would have happened, the reason she was in this country, because it was close to her death, is like when she was running away after Jesus had died. So when Jesus died, obviously they were also trying to basically get Mary done in as well.
Yeah.
So
Poor way to put it, done in.
well, yeah, basically. So I believe the disciple John went with her and stayed with her there. So it would have been them two like living in Turkey together in Ephesus. So yeah, and it's like right at the top of like a massive mountain as well, almost. So
and yeah, a cool little fact that the tour guide was telling us that they built it in like the Roman style. So the Romans like wouldn't just like barge in and kind of like see who was living there, because like obviously at the time, if you had your house built differently, then they had like no respect. So they'll just like break down your door and just like, wait, who's living here? Whereas like kind of, her house was built that way, so it was kind of like incognito mode, like,
yeah, basically.
so yeah, she was definitely hiding. So
yeah.
was,
Yeah, and she had like there's like a Roman bath thing, wasn't there, as well? This entrance, like a bit further down. But yeah.
What did you think about just about the style of the house? What was your? Because obviously we said
I'll
it was
put a
quite
picture
small.
on screen as well.
Yeah, it was quite small, but like the style of it
was quite cool.
Yeah,
it was more intricate than I was expecting. A lot more details and everything. I assume it might have had to be renovated in the
a
time
little
since,
bit,
or maintained, or. But no, it was very.
You could say it was resurrected.
That was terrible.
That was awful.
But also kind of good.
But no, it was surprisingly detailed in the way that it was both displayed outside on the walls and stuff, and then laid out in the house. Because obviously you think they wouldn't have that much stuff that long ago.
Yeah. I think the Romans, they knew what they were doing.
Romans
That's
were
what it
built
is.
different.
They knew how to build. I think looking at the ancient city after that was like a good sort of testament to that. Obviously, like it's pretty much all in ruins, but you saw all the columns and everything, and like everything's made out of marble, which is crazy.
And we got to walk down the same road
that Paul did, big Paul. Have you read those books yet? Have you read Ephesians? No. Ephesians is a very good book. I studied it all week leading up to this, so I knew what was going on. All 6 chapters. But yeah, it's one of the best ones. It's all about like basically.
Matt was telling me to read it.
Yeah, it's mostly Jeffrey's coming back. Ephesians is like a lot. I find it's about love, like a lot of it. Like that's what I take out of it a lot of the time, especially 5th chapter. But yeah, it's a good one when Paul writes to this place here when he was imprisoned in Rome. So yeah. What was your favourite sort of facts that you learned about Ephesus yesterday? Do you have any favourites? My favourite, I'll start us off. I liked the fact that he said something about how the city was in like, what's the currency they used? Yeah, quite an interesting one. I liked as well how at the start, like he made sure we walked down Paul's route, because you know there's two routes into Ephesus, and one was like the pagan one where you had to say that you believed in all these pagan like gods and everything, like Artemis and everything. And Paul obviously was like at the time, nah, I'm gonna walk the other route because Jesus is the only way. And we didn't even walk down that path because Artemis, fraud. But yeah, I don't know. I liked that, and it was nice to like.
The other cool fact.
Think about all that.
Sorry.
I
just thought about it. Was the red marble coming from Egypt?
Yeah.
I just remembered that.
Red marble there, which at the time to get there would have been quite hard because they'd have had to take it pretty much around all the coast because of the ships at the time wouldn't have been good enough to just travel straight across. Like they'd have probably capsized and stuff. So
the red marble was very cool.
Okay. Do we want to move on? Because I did have a place to go with that question I asked Nathan earlier. So, basically, my question for you is, if I told you that Jesus loves you and wants you, for his kingdom, like how does that make you feel? It's a bit of a deep one.
Right, it is. How deep do I want to answer this?
You don't have to answer it if you don't want. I can move on. It's up to you.
I don't know what to answer it. No, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Would it make you feel good though?
Yeah.
That's basically. Yeah. Okay, we got something. We'll say that. So in terms of like the evidence stuff that you were speaking about, I wanted to bring up this show I watched the other week, and this is what all my notes are about. So this is why it looks so long.
Okay.
Because there's a lot to it. But so I watched this show. It's called God of Heaven and Earth. It's actually really good. It came out this year, so it's like a new sort of discovery. And this guy, he was like a lawyer, so he had nothing to do with it, but he felt like God was telling him to start looking into the Star of Bethlehem, and so he starts looking into it because everyone's like, this makes like Jesus's birth like more credible if it's true, because like that star is the only one to ever have shined like as bright as it did and have all these specific things to it, and so he went into like a massive astronomy sort of thing, started like looking into everything. And he found like a lot of evidence and everything to suggest that it actually happened, and like prove that it did. So there's like this astronomy like software that they've got these days, because basically some scientist or like astronomer of some sort, can't remember his name, like a few thousand years ago, just after Jesus' death, discovered that you can actually pinpoint where stars are in the sky just by using maths, because obviously where everything does the same movements, everything has a specific place there would be at every point in time. So he tried to work out the Star of Bethlehem like years ago, and he missed all of it because he was having to do it all in his head because they didn't have calculators and things like that. But now they have actual softwares for it. But from this though, he's used this software, and obviously a lot of the scientists that look into it these days, they look at the Bible, they read the parts about the star, and they just see like, oh, it's the brightest star, and then they start looking at everything they know scientifically rather than reading more about the Bible. But he basically read into the Bible, he found that there are 9 points that the star has to hit to be the actual one, and it was that firstly, the Magi saw the star in the sky, and it suggested birth. They saw it and it suggested kingship and the Jewish nation. That's 3. Then they saw the star firstly rising in the east. Everyone in these days was like familiar with the sky because there was like no light pollution, so they could see like the Milky Way and everything, which we obviously can't do. And they used to lay on their roofs at night in the summer because it was so hot, so they would just like sleep under the stars. So that's like was the fact that basically people would, if they were shocked at the star happening, it meant that it wasn't something that had been seen before. Then it was like Herod had to like ask the Magi about what its meaning was, which obviously kind of proved as well that it wasn't like a comet or a shooting star or anything like that we would all know about these days. The stars like associated with like an exact timing as well, which the Bible talks about. There's like the movement of it, so it moved in the south as they journey towards Bethlehem. And then it stops as well over the place, which stars don't stop normally. So it's like a very rare thing to happen. And then, the star was like, soon stopped, as I say. So those were like the 9 points. And so he worked on this like whole hypothesis of it and managed to break all 9 points with a specific thing, which obviously is very unlikely if it didn't actually happen. But basically, the star was actually 2 wandering stars. Which, do you know anything about astronomy at all, Ivory? No? But so a wandering star these days is just a planet. So there was a planet, which was Jupiter, which actually made the star. So the star was Jupiter. Jupiter, firstly, to prove the first point of the whole kingship thing, Jupiter is considered the king planet. There was a star next to it at the exact time that it happened to called Regulon, which was the star of kings as well, at the exact same time. And Jupiter's circle turning when Jesus was conceived was 3 circles, which was a crown as it happened, which is just like, it blew my mind when I heard that. And then so the Magi coming from the east, there was a proven like school of like Magi's at the time, with like the most like high up Magi's, which is also written about at some point in I think his name's Josephus. He's like a Jewish sort of historian just after Jesus and stuff, where there was a school of Magi's in the east from Bethlehem as well, so they came from there. Star is proven to have risen in the east from the software that he was using as well, Jupiter that is. And so that's pretty cool. But then obviously he was able to prove it wasn't a comet or a shooting star because it's a planet, so it's not either of those two. Then he was basically putting in the software, like specific times of day and everything, around like 9 months before the 25th of December. I think 2 years before we consider Jesus to have been born. But the first Christmas was actually when Jesus was a toddler. So he was actually born 2 years before it turns to AD. So 2 BC would be his actual birth date. So when he found this, he found, on the 25th of December, 2 BC, Jupiter stops in the sky and then comes back on itself the next day. So it actually stopped in the south above Bethlehem on the day that Jesus was born and then goes back on itself. And if you want to make it even more crazy, so the reason the star then shone brightly is because Venus and Jupiter like basically eclipsed together, which is what made the shine as well. And that was 9 months before his birth that first happened, which is what caused them to start following it, because it was just so different. But the star was, Jupiter was inside the constellation of Leo the Lion, and the lion is considered, the lion is considered the
Leo the
leader.
Lion, bro.
The lion is considered like the symbol of the tribe of Judah, and Jesus was part of the tribe of Judah. And the lion, obviously that means it's the Jewish symbol as well, was Judah with that. From there, in the book of Revelations, in Revelations 12, it says, where is he? Where even is he? So Revelations 12, 1-5 says, "A great and wonderful sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven. An enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on his head." So yeah, it's like all metaphorical though it seems. But Revelations is like, for you Nathan, because you won't know this, but it's like the book at the end of the Bible where it's talking mostly about what will happen in the future when Jesus is meant to like come back. But this bit was actually proven to be something that when John saw these like revelations in the sky, it's actually happened already. So this is basically talking about Jesus' birth. And when it says that a great and wonderful sign appeared in heaven, it's the Star of Bethlehem. When it talks about a woman clothed with the sun, it was talking about constellations in the sky on the day of his birth. So the day Jesus was born, the constellation Virgo, right, which is meant to mean virgin, which is what Mary obviously was,
Okay.
had the sun above her head and the moon below her feet, which is exactly what it says in Revelations there. And I don't know, that just all kind of like just adds up, blows your mind a little bit, I think. But, he explains it better in the show, so watch it.
Watch
But-
the
I
show.
was gonna say that
But
was very long-winded.
is-
You lost
but,
me out.
I mean, it is long-winded
Oh,
because it's like
through.
an hour
You
45.
lost me out. Hello.
But yeah, and the dragon that it speaks about is then meant to be Herod. So, and they're all of it. The sky was used as a symbol, basically. But yeah.
Sky. You sound like Coldplay. Sky
Yeah.
full of stars.
So yeah.
Oh, I'll go and give his belly a little rub.
I don't like cats.
Damn it. Right, up. Nathan, stop moving so quickly. Up. Jump. Jump up. Yeah, jump up then. Look, the people want to see you. Come on, jump up. Come on, jump up. I'll go get you a sausage later if you jump up. Come on. Up. No, she's not having it. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Josh. That was very
you.
insightful.
It was.
I will go watch it on the
Yeah.
plane journey home.
But watching it will probably be better. That's all I'm saying. But yeah. But
All I heard was stars, skies, and planets, moon.
Dragon with 7.
it's a lot about stars. But at the end he does go into a little bit where he goes to the like Dead Sea as well, and he because when earthquakes happen, right? There was an earthquake that happened when Jesus died, and when earthquakes happen, it leaves like layers in like the ground around the area, and the Dead Sea is where a lot of the areas where that they can see all these like seismic layers and everything, and the Dead Sea in like the last 10 years has gone down so many levels that they've actually been able to find the year that he died and where the earthquake happened and prove that it happened at that time as well, which is obviously
Why are we
mental.
losing water in the Dead Sea? What's up with that?
Just it evaporates, and then because the water from the sky goes into it and it's not got the same level of salt and everything, because you can't actually swim in there or anything because there's no life in it at all, because it's like so like
Salty.
yeah.
So what you're telling me is
Effectively.
within like 200 years it's not going to be salty?
Well, it might not even exist in years to come, so because it probably all have evaporated.
Stop global warming. We
So,
need
yeah.
the Dead Sea.
But yeah,
I've not swum in it
so,
yet.
I don't know if you can. You'd probably be in a lot of trouble. You might like die.
No,
Probably.
don't you just float?
No, that's the Red Sea, the one by Egypt, the one that Moses parted. I
What?
guess if you saw like more evidence and stuff like that, but like maybe like smaller things, because that's quite a hefty one to start with.
Yeah.
What does that like change opinions in your head, or like what would that actually do for you?
Basically, are you more of an information guy or you're more of a belief man? Because
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
Because-
I think it's a bit of both. I think you can't have one without the other almost.
yeah,
Which
you
I
definitely.
think
Yeah,
the more proof that says that it is correct or isn't correct or is true or not true, I should say, not correct or incorrect, the more proof and facts that there are, the more likely someone is to have a conversation with themselves about what they believe. And because if you see it firsthand, there's nothing that will tell you, there's nothing that can be said otherwise to be like, look, that's not true, it's not real, kind of thing. And if you see it firsthand, then no one else can tell you any differently, kind of thing.
yeah, that's a good answer.
Right, so we're going to have you back on in like 20 more episodes,
Sure.
and we'll revise the facts to see if what you believe.
Cool. Yeah.
And we'll just between now and then we'll just dose you with as much information as we possibly can.
What country are we doing this episode in next time? In 20 episodes.
Israel,
Israel, if they're out of conflict.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Nathan, have you ever read the Bible?
No.
Have you ever opened it?
No.
So if me and Josh gave you some homework before the next podcast and just say read Job,
Sure.
my favourite, put him on road. Job.
Job.
Do you want to give
Job.
him one? A short one, because Job is actually quite short in the grand scheme of things.
Short one. Damn.
Romans
Short ones.
is how
Romans
long
is
is Romans?
like 16 chapters, I think.
Don't read Romans.
Romans is good though. Ephesians is short, to be fair, but I don't know how much sense it will make. But
I mean, to be fair, we've been here, so if you wanna read,
it
that one.
might give you more of an idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How close are you to completing it? You're quite close. To
What, the whole Bible?
Yeah. Because you're
I'm
reading it
getting
and
along.
making notes on it, aren't you? So
Yeah, and I'm like dotting about,
About.
so I'm not like reading it all in order.
have you done the notes for Romans yet?
No.
Slacking.
I read Romans early days when I was just going to read it all, which is my old Bible. But now I've got to study one, so I started writing notes. I think Ephesians is the only one I've done fully, like notes wise. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Guys, thank you for tuning into this episode of Abundant Revelations. We want to just say a big thank you to Nathan because this is very much out of his comfort zone. For anyone that
That
knows
is
him,
true.
he is,
That's
he is
my pleasure,
a
guys.
little bit of an introvert.
Thank
So,
you for inviting me. It's been fun.
Yeah, I hope this cuts together well.
Yeah.
20
20 episodes? What are we saying? 20
best
episodes?
luck on
25
that.
episodes?
Yeah, so this is going to be episode number 5.
So 30.
Yeah.
So we'll have you back episode 30.
Episode 30.
Thank you for episode 30.
Pleasure.
Thank
Cheers,
you for
lads.
being here.
Thank you.
And yeah, tune in next week. Follow the TikTok. We post the best clips every day.
Well, a few times a week, the best clips come out, and then daily verses.
This guy's slacking.
There's posts every day though. There is.
Sweet.
Sweet. Goodbye. Or as they say in Turkey,
What's-
au revoir.
Au revoir.
Ciao.